everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, and thank you for pressing play on this video. If you've been following me on Twitter or you're a friend of mine on Facebook, the likelihood is you will have already known that on Friday it was my birthday. I posted some pictures up on Twitter of what all my friends and my partner had bought me. I'd like to think that they were very clever and knew exactly what kind of stuff I like, but I have an Amazon wish list and they all go there. I thought I'd quickly show you, even though, you know, I've posted them on Twitter, there may be some people who don't follow me on there and would like to see what comic books I got given. So I'll just quickly go through that, and then at the end of this I will show you my comic book haul, because over the weekend I went to London to celebrate my birthday. Lots of drinking, lots of eating, and a little bit of comic book shopping. I'll explain why later on. So, presents that I got for my birthday. I kind of went on a Scott McCloud kick and asked people to get me these books, Understanding Comics and Reinventing Comics. I can only really describe them. They're almost kind of like a kind of academic look at the art form that is comic books, but he does it in a really fun and obvious comic book style. Sorry about the lighting, but it's all done in comic book style. But he discusses the way that we approach comics, how we see them, how they come together, and talks about the history of comics that goes back kind of almost like 3,000 years, and the kind of different styles and how we use iconography within comic books. Talking about paneling and all that kind of stuff, and these have been out for forever, but I just hadn't got round to buying them and reading them myself. So I've started on this, and it's really interesting stuff. Hopefully it will kind of rejuvenate my passion for doing the kind of comic book review videos that I kind of stopped a couple of months ago. Hopefully, you know, they will give me a different outlook on reviewing books, looking to comic books in a different way. Then again, there might just be a fun, entertaining read, and I'll just do exactly what I've been doing for over 5 years. Also, who was it? The Hulk's Big Toe. He bangs on about this book constantly, and I said it was on my list to buy very soon, and hopefully someone would. It is The Sculptor, Scott McCloud's latest graphic novel, which is, on the back it says, a spellbinding urban fable about a childhood wish, a deal with death, the price of art, the value of life, and a desperate love. Now, he just tells me it's amazing, it's his favourite book right now, so I'm really excited to see how this does for me. Also got the first volume of the latest run, I think it's just finished, of The Punisher by Edmondson and Gerards. I'm a big Punisher fan. Most people never believe me when I say that. They look at me and think, The Punisher, Mark? Really? And yes, it's a great character. I kind of pick it up in singles as and when I can. This run I kind of missed out on. I've managed to pick up kind of issues here and there in like 50B long boxes, bargain boxes, but I've never got the full run, so I thought I'd throw that on and get the first kind of, I presume it's the first 6 issues of the latest Punisher run. So that's that. Some nice two nice hardback books. We have Matt Kint's Mind Management. This is volume 3, The Homemaker. Really love this title. Surprised I didn't kind of jump on board with this when it came out in singles. I believe it's just finished. There are a lot more volumes to go, but I'm picking them up. Found some kind of websites that are selling these really cheap at the moment, so I can, when people aren't buying them for me from Amazon, I can go and buy them myself. But again, I really kind of dig this kind of painted artwork, very kind of almost kind of Jeff Lemire type artwork we have on here, but great story. Kind of these people that have got, I wouldn't call them superpowers, they're almost kind of like mutants, kind of X-Men type mutants, and there are kind of a dark government-y type group, and these people are main characters that are trying to take it down. Finally, lovely B.P.R.D. 1946 to 1948. Yes, it's a gorgeous hardback. These are fantastic books. I'm so disappointed that I didn't kind of get the last 2 volumes, 3 and 4 of B.P.R.D. Plague of Frogs in hardback, but they are now out of print. They're not making any more, so I had to buy the kind of floppy omnibus versions, and it looks odd on my shelf now and I don't like it, but this is back to its nice hardback. I love this series. It's got so much depth, so much mythology, great storytelling, and artwork by all the creators that are involved. So again, another book I'm incredibly excited to start reading. So they were the comic book type presents I bought. You won't be interested in anything of the rest. So on to my comic book haul. Because I was only there for one night, we were there basically Saturday and coming back late Sunday, didn't really have time to do a lot of comic book shopping. The best ones for like the bargains, if it's not like a weekend when London Comic Mart's on, where we can just run around in those 50p bargain boxes, it's a bit difficult trying to find places that are kind of more central to go and visit and get really great bargains. Most of those places are kind of on the periphery of the main city centre of London, so travelling wastes a lot of time, and I just wanted to get as much as I could in those 2 days I was there. So I only actually really managed to get into 2 comic book stores, and one I didn't actually buy anything because I'm not going to mention its name because of what it is. It's a good comic book store, but if you want bargains, it's terrible. I'm not going to mention it. However, I did go to Camden Town and went to Mega City Comics, which has a kind of whole row of sale books, and the titles and the books that I bought, they all kind of ranged from 50p to I think it was about £2. So for what I bought, they were worth the money I bought for them. They had some kind of crazy pricing. I don't know who was pricing them, but it was odd. Some stuff that I thought would be incredibly cheap because they had loads of them, they were priced so high, and I couldn't really understand the logic behind it. But without further ado, let's get over and I'll show you what I got. Okay, so here we are with my London comic book haul. I won't keep you here too long because there isn't a great deal of stuff here. But here we go with Glass and Oeming's The Mice Templar. This is from volume 1, issue number 2 and issue number 3. I've got the first volume now of The Mice Templar, and I'm trying to fill out the rest of my volumes of Mice Templar. I love Oeming's art on this. It's kind of like an anthropomorphic tale of knights and big baddies and villains, and oh, it's just great stuff. I love Oeming's art. This is from volume 2, Destiny, issue number 2, number 4. Some great covers. Number 5, number 6, and number 7. That's a nice big chunk of volume 2 sorted out. We have Spawn issue 21 filling in a little bit of a gap. White covers, it's always a bit awkward, especially when they're in like bargain bins. You always find them in kind of not as good a condition. You don't know if you can see, but right across the top it's all kind of like dirty. But issue 21 of Spawn for, I think it was about £1. I wasn't going to leave that in the bargain box. Continuing on, I'm trying to complete the Tom Strong collection. Recently got into it after Larissa sent me some great Tom Strong issues. I really fell in love with the character and the world that kind of Alan Moore and lots of other artists and creators and writers have made this huge universe up from. So I really love this. Tom Strong in the Terror Temple of Teosal. Case Files Sam and Twitch, a spin-off of Spawn. This is issue 25, actually the last issue of this run. Still got a few more to catch up on to fill this series up. Strangely enough, I really like this, and it's strange because it's written by Mark Andreyko. Powers issue 11, filling in little gaps. This is from volume 2, and from volume 3 issue sorry, that was issue 11, beg your pardon, from volume 2, and this is volume 3 issue 2, when as it said, it's kind of a new format. It's got more pages in, but still great stuff. Again, Omen's artwork, love it. Bendis writing it, so it's lots of talking, as you can imagine, but great stuff nonetheless. Was really happy to find issue 3 of the first run of Astro City, Kurt Busiek's Astro City. Very creepy clown cover there. And then filling in some X titles, Excalibur issue 25, a great Galactus cover there. And then on to X Factor issue 67, issue 88, 104, 105 with Mr. Sinister, and 106 tying into the Phalanx Covenant storyline that crossed over all the X Factor titles. A little bit of embossed holographic begubbins going on there. Continuing to fill out my Fantastic Four run, issue 317. Love on the Rocks there, both literally and metaphorically. Great stuff there. And issue 322. Moving on, Legion of Superheroes. I remember collecting this when it originally came out. I don't know why I stopped, but I did stop with issue 11. It's the Wade Kitson run. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Still to this day, I can't understand why I stopped, but this is issue 12. I managed to find an extra little one. I do like picking up these DC Comic Presents, despite the fact that I'm not the biggest Superman fan. But when I do find these, I always pick them up when he like teams up with characters that I do really like and I want to know more about, and just have a little bit of fun with it. And they usually tend to be of the mystical, magical, occult type. So we've got Dr. Fate here, and I found one with Zatanna on. So looking forward to reading those. Talking about magical, mystical and occult, an Infinite Crisis special, Day of Vengeance #1, full. There's the Blue Devil, the Spectre, Madame Xanadu. I think that could be Ragman, I'm not sure. That could potentially be the Black Knight, not sure who that is. Oh gosh, what's she called? Oh, I've forgotten. Anyway, lots of great magical occult stuff going on there. Deadman, this is the 9-issue volume back in, I think it was 2002, but great Manola cover there. And this was the final issue of that volume. Steve Vance and Sean McManus on creative duties. I'm picking up these Stormwatch books at the moment. I'm having a lot of fun reading these. There's a lot of books that fit in with the whole kind of Stormwatch authority, and I'm trying to work out where they all come in order, because it's difficult. Anyway, this is Stormwatch Post-Human Division issue number 6, issue number 9. Issue 18 with Human crossed out and Post-Earth Division. Christos Gage and Phil Noto. Edgerton Fernandez as well on these. That's issue 17. Then on to some Spectre titles. One from 3 books, one for each from the volumes. That made no sense. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this is issue 18. This is kind of 86 volume. I think it's like 86, 87. Doug Munch and Wozniak. Great Wozniak cover there. Moving on to its run from the 90s, issue 18. John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake. Bit more kind of aggressive, violent looking Spectre going on there. And then finally issue 12 of the DeMatteis Ryan Suck run. I believe this is kind of a Christmas issue, if I remember rightly. It's got a cover date of February 2002, but that's always ahead of when they actually come out. Really happy to find this. Didn't think I'd find this, especially I found this at 450p, so grabbed it. Outsiders, Judd Winnick's run, issue number 1. I've got also here, just take that off, issue 32, which means I'm sure I've only got one more issue of this to get, and it's either 31 or 33, I can't remember which one. But yes, I really enjoyed the Outsiders. That kind of, I had to stop getting that as well. I've got a feeling it was when I had to just stop buying comics altogether and I took a year out. Shade Changing Man, filling in a little gap there, number 55. Milligan, Buckingham, Bryant on the creative duties there. And then finally a couple of kind of odd books. Alan Moore's Tomorrow Stories. It kind of fits in with the whole Tom Strong universe. From America's Best Comics, issue number 2. And finally Terra Obscura, volume 2, number 2 of 6. It's Golden Age versus Modern Day. Yeah, Alan Moore again. So I'm really gonna enjoy those books. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye bye.